Hello, my fellow chatterers and book lovers, and anyone else who's popped in because you're curious about what this is, or you've got a bit lost. Welcome, everyone. I am Chatty, and this is my channel, Chatty the Mad Chatter, where I'm going to be chatting away madly about what I'm going to be reading in April, along with the Bookworms and Bookladders game. So April's going to be completely mental. I've got 3 readathons. I've got Transco April, I have got the Magical Readathon, and I have got the Picture Book Readathon. All hosts and their announcement videos I will put in the description box, so please click that, click their videos. It's a lot of fun going on. So because of that, I have no idea what this video is going to do to me. But I love playing this game, so we're going to do it anyway. I don't have my tiny teacup with me because I've misplaced it, but there's so much stuff going on. We're just gonna mime tiny teacup. Clink, clink, clink. Cheers, everyone. Should have clinked before drunk, but never mind. And if you're visually impaired, you can imagine the minutest teacup ever. Everyone else can just join in too. So, I'm going to be rolling 6 rolls for my game, choosing 6 books that hopefully will fit some other stuff I'm wanting to read, but it's also, I've got so many stuff, it's really hard for me to narrow down my choices, so this helps me to go, it's going to be that book, let's focus on this book. Sometimes it works beautifully, other times it's a bit of a disaster and just goes rogue, but we will see what happens. So let's go over to the board and we will start doing the rolls. So Bookworms and Bookladders, essentially snakes and ladders. So I start in the middle. I have my little the Mad Chatter teacup counter here, and I get to choose which way to go to begin with, and then that's the way I go for the rest of the game. Pink, yellow, green and blue colours all mean something. I'll go through those in a moment. Bookladders, it's a easier prompt. Bookworms, it's a more tricky prompt. And that's what happens. If you want a more in-depth exploration of what this is, I'm going to direct you to one of the videos in the playlist. January and February have got much more in-depth explanations. Once I've finished, because you may have noticed it's not quite finished. It's more finished than last time. I have most of the shelf for the final square disappearing into some sort of alternative dimension over here, but the rest is here. And it's starting to take shape along here. I've drawn in all of the books and a few other bits and pieces as well. The cup of tea coming along here. But I have not got much further than that. And this shelf isn't even finished shading anymore. But we're going with what we've got. I have my trusty notebook to work out what the colours are should I get onto the outer square. And we're just going to go with it. So I need to explain what the colours are. So I put a little shout out to everyone literally yesterday and said, can you choose what prompts you want, because I really don't know what to do this week. And also it's just fun to have people more interactive with it. So out of the 4 options, the one that won is 30-second prompt. This seems to be a favourite. I have 30 seconds in order to find a book. I pick a prompt card, which are these, and have 30 seconds to fulfill it. If I don't, then I pick another one. So there's an extra book on there. Theme card, I pull a theme card out and I have to find either the title or the cover matching something around a theme, like it could be like transport, so it has to be some sort of transportation on the cover or in the title, that kind of thing. Series spin, I do want to be continuing with series. Not been doing so well with that, so I put 4 to 6 options around in a circle, spin the spinner, and it will choose one of those for me. Mad March Hare pick. Mad March Hare is my eldest son. That is his booktube name, just in case he doesn't want to be known on camera. And he chose, I gave him 6 books, and out of those he picked his favourite 2. So he has suggested those for me to read. So if I land on those, I'll be picking the first one. If I land on him twice, I'll be picking the second. So that is all of that. And I've just realised I haven't got my little bowl to put the dice in. Okay, first roll, I'm not doing. So I'm going completely rogue. I'm not even rolling the dice. I'm doing this because it's my game. And I'm going out of green and I'm going onto a bookworm. So I've gone anti-clockwise. So we're going to remember that I've gone anti-clockwise, but I'm going down this bookworm, which seems crazy and not at all playing by the rules. And no, I'm not. But for my worrying worms, I have one of the cards is what I call the one ring card. So there are 10 options. I choose 2 plus the 1 ring. 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to bind them, etc., etc. from Lord of the Rings. This gives someone the power to choose a book for me to read that month. In August. In August 2022, I said the first person to shout 1 ring will be the next person to choose the book. I have never pulled the 1 ring card out since then. So Tiffany from Towering TBR has been being strung along for months and months, and I still haven't pulled it out. So I'm just going to do it because I can't cope with it just being strung along anymore. I feel awful. Also, Tiffany's lovely, and I really want to see what book she would choose for me to read. So Tiffany from Towering TBR has pulled out the 1 ring card, and we are playing it. First book of the April game. So there we go. And the book that Tiffany has chosen is Lonely Castle in the Mirror. And I'm going to butcher the name because I've just done a video where I already butchered the name. Let me see if I can try it. Mitsuki Tsuemura. I think that's as close as I'm going to get. I still feel I'm butchering it, but sorry. So Lonely Castle in the Mirror is a book that Tiffany absolutely loved. I think it's a middle grade. I think it's got a lot of kind of like character arcs and emotions and fantasy, surrealism, whimsical, possibly sign of fantasy literary fiction. I don't know. But it sounded amazing when Tiffany was talking about it. And I don't like knowing a lot about my books when I read them. So I'm quite happy not to know. But my library has got it in. I will be getting it out. And that will be the first book on my April TBR. I can't get hold of it yet, though, because someone else is reading it. So I'm waiting for them to finish. So we're going to now move on to roll 2. And I will actually roll. I will do the rest of the rolls properly. I just wanted to get that in there because I just could not cope with it dragging on any longer. So we're on the second square, which means 2 dice are being rolled and it's anti-clockwise. So I'm going this way around. So let's see what I get. We have a 7. So let's move up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's the top of a ladder, not a bottom. So that means it is a blue. And you're all going to be delighted because blue is a 30-second prompt. So, okay, here we go. Here we go. Let's pull one. Let's pull one. And let's get a nice... Okay, it's on 15. Right. Expanding My Horizons book by BIPOC author. Okay. You're coming with me because it's weird. Okay, BIPOC author. That would be a good one to do. I also want to read that one for Trans Girl. But I feel there could be a lot of pressure because it might be quite heavy. So I'm going for Binti. I'm going for Binti. And I'm done. Yay. I have no idea what your filming experience, viewing experience has just been, because I've no idea what was on the camera just then. But I thought otherwise I'm just kind of abandoning you and just shrieking off screen, which would be a bit random. So I have chosen the 3rd book in the Binti trilogy. It's a series of novellas by Dr. Nnedi Okorafor. They are sci-fi, adult sci-fi, and I loved Binti. I love Binti Home, and now I just need to read The Night Masquerade. When I finished Binti Home, I was so close to just picking this up and just reading the next one, but I had a load of other things to read that I wanted to read, that I needed to read, and I thought, if I read it, the story's going to be over. So it's been a month. I've allowed myself to just sit and take in all of the story, and I'm ready to get back into Binti and read. Also, this is a binder, and it includes Sacred Fire, which comes between Binti and Binti Home. So I am also going to read that one as well. So 2nd, The Night Masquerade in the Binti trilogy. Where am I going to put these books? I'm just going to slide them in there. There we go. Let's just do that. Okay, have some tea. And and we are on roll number 3. Okay, it's 6. No, it's not. It's 7 again. 7. Oh, double 7s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is pink, and pink is a theme card. So now we're going to pull a theme card out. Okay, I'm going to shuffle them. I've already shuffled them, but I just feel I can't just pull a card out. I feel I need to shuffle then pull a card. So I'm pulling one. This one. It is, air and sky. Right, it's not 30 seconds, so I don't need to panic. So I'm going to go have a look at some options. So many options. One of the prompts for the Magical Readathon, one of the classes I'm taking is, the prompt is something with clouds on the cover, which I've already got a choice between 2 and I'm still not sure which one I want to do. So I thought that's not helpful. But actually, I've decided to go for one of my Trans Girl April books, which is genderqueer. So as you can see, we have 2 different skies on the cover. They are outside in the fresh air. Works beautifully for that theme. This is a graphic novel memoir about the journey of a non-binary trans and how they discovered who they were, how they felt, and we just get to follow their journey with them and see that. So I'm really enjoying reading memoirs at the moment. I'm really learning a lot about other people's stories and just the emotional connections. It's just really gets me. This has been on my list for a really long time, and I really think the artwork is beautiful in here. I'm really looking forward to reading this. So there we go. Quite light on the pressure at the moment. 3 books. 3 books are on to roll number 4. Quite nice not having to flip back and forth. I thought I'd try it this way this month, and I'm quite enjoying it. So there we go. Okay, we have another 7. How many different ways can we make 7? Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's pink again, so we've got another theme. I'm still shuffling. I can't do it. Right, it's this one. Just pick one. Okay, we have water on the cover. Again, I don't need to find it in 30 seconds, so I'm going to go and peruse. Well, this has been very helpful because there's only one book out of my many, many piles of possibilities that has water on the cover, and that is A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison, which is a middle grade fantasy that I've been meaning to read for a really long time. That is the book that was chosen when I did my what middle grade series should I start next. This was the one that was chosen, and I still haven't picked it up despite us having just read middle grade March. So there we go. On it goes. So that could be a second middle grade if the first book is a middle grade, which is always nice. I do enjoy a middle grade. So we are on roll number 4. This has been quite swift today. It's not 7. It is 7. I can't count. I can't actually count. Am I just dropping them on the same thing? It's 7. It's a 5 and a 2. It's 7. We got this completely all 7s. It doesn't matter. I'm just moving a thing. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is the tail end of a worm. So I don't need to go down it. So that means it is green on the bookshelf there. And green is, as we can see on here, it's Mad March Hare. So the book that my Mad March Hare chose for me is, it's another middle grade, and it is continuing a series, and it is Jungle Drop by Abby Elphinstone. So I have read the first book, which is Rumblestar. This is technically the second in terms of publication, but I've also read the third because it's a prequel, and I read that with Vadania for middle grade March, and we read Everdark. We ended up reading that one rather than Jungle Drop. So this is the next one, so we're continuing that series, so that'll be awesome. So I'm really looking forward to reading this one. The whimsical fantasy, it's just so gorgeous. If you love like a classic portal fantasy, this is beautiful. Well, the first 2 were beautiful. I don't know about this one. I have heard, I can't remember who I was talking to on in the middle grade Mad Chat, but someone said that the protagonists that come into the world in this one are slightly more unlikable than the ones in Rumblestar. But they, obviously, it's part of the story that they kind of develop and grow. So we'll see how that pans out. But it should be a wonderful, fun, magical time. fifth. No, that was the fifth because I've got the other one. So this is the last roll. So we're on the final roll already. This is maybe the quickest one I've ever done. You saw me shake them and drop them, didn't you? Are they loaded? It's the same combination. It's a 5 and a 2. I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. I'm just feeling confused about it. It's another set. I can't believe I've had so many 7s. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You'll all be thrilled. The final prompt is 30-second prompt. I'm really worried. I'm really worried. Was that the one I had before? Yes. So that was that one. So we had the worm, didn't we? With the worm, we had the 30 seconds, we had the 2 themes, the Mad March Hare, and then this is another one. Okay, right, okay, cool. Yeah, I've not done anything. I'm shuffling. And I'm going for this one. Right, I'm not looking at it. I'm going 50-55. Okay. Author or title with the letter. I can't do this with 30 seconds. Pick a different one. Okay, let's try again. 1604. Nature or outdoor book. Okay, nature or outdoors. What have I got with nature or outdoors? I can't really get any of those on there, can I? I've already got quite a lot of middle grade on there. Nature, I might put that on there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna putting Robin Hobb on here. Okay, cool. Okay, right. Hello. I did it. The first 2 books were outdoors in this. This is City of Dragons by Robin Hobb. It's one of the buddy reads that I have for April. And it's City of Dragons. So it is the 3rd book in the Rain Wild Chronicles, which is the 4th series in the realm of the Elderlings. And the first 2 books were mainly set outside. They've got dragons, they can't fit inside. So there's a lot of outsidiness. So this definitely fits that. So there we go. That is all my books. We have them here, plus imagine the Tiffany one. Only got 1 book for Trans Girl April on though, which is a bit sad. The other ones just weren't fitting. It's a lot of memoir and not specific things on the covers. So it wasn't really working with this type of prompts that I usually have. But that's fine. That doesn't matter. I will still be reading them as well as reading these. And I think it's just kind of more tightening up what my... The word's going to come to me in a minute. What my magical readathon prompts are going to be. So there we go. So I'm going to sit down and chat through other stuff that I'm going to be reading as well. Okay, I'm once again surrounded by books. So even though I'm like, I'm only going to read a small amount each month, I'm going to follow my TBR, I'm surrounded by a lot of books. So let's quickly go through the ones that I pulled. So for the One Ring, I have Castle in the Lonely Mirror in the Castle. It's got the words mirror, castle and lonely in it. Feel free to arrange the order. I will put it in the description. Having a little bit of a brain issue there. That will fit a magical readathon prompt, but not necessarily one of the ones that I'm focusing on. But hey ho, never mind. I then pulled 30-second Panic, and that was expanding my horizons, reading a book by a BIPOC author, global majority author is what I call them, and that is Binti, The Night Masquerade by Nnedi Okorafor. This is a nice short read. It's helping me finish a series. I'm really excited for it. Binti doesn't have a map. It's not going to fit one of my magical readathon prompts, I don't think. But hey ho, it's a short read. It's a fun read. I'm really looking forward to reading it. We then pulled out Genderqueer for the theme of air and sky. And this is one that I'm really excited to read. It is for Trans Girl April, so it will be ticking off the non-fiction, non-binary in the bingo square that Kevvie has done. It looks really cool. And I think I've also managed to link it to, I think it will also fit one of the prompts for Magical Readathon. Again, I don't know if it's one that I specifically need to be hitting, but it will tick off one of those anyway. There we go. It's going well so far. It's going well. We're nice and muddled. Lovely. I have got a separate video. I was supposed to say this at the beginning. I've got a separate video for my Trans Girl April book prompts for that's already out. And I will be uploading after this one. I've already filmed it. My magical readathon TBR. So to see those with a bit more clarity, there will be those videos if you're interested in that. The fourth book was again another theme, and this was water. And I think I hadn't assigned this one a prompt because I think I am going to go for Lonely Castle in the Mirror for that prompt. But it's just going to be fun. I'm just going to be reading middle grade and it's going to be fun and I want to read it. There we go. There's that one. Jungle Drop is continuing a series. It is a buddy read I have this month. This was my Mad March Hare's pick for me. This was his number one choice. If you're interested, his second choice was Rainbow Grey. So yeah, I'm definitely keen to keep reading this one. I do also have the audiobook for this from my library and I really enjoyed listening to that last time. So that's definitely going to help me get through the books, even though it's quite a nice small one. But it'll be nice to kind of just check a few things by having the physical copy as well, because I do prefer to read physically. Anything more to say about this one? Nope. Oh, it could fit. I could put this for the map prompt because it does have a map. So it has got a map, so that could work for the map prompt for that one. City of Dragons is also a buddy read. I already mentioned it. Did I already mention it? No, I mentioned it in the video I've just filmed. Okay, there is a buddy read. There is the Hop-Along happening, hosted by Anitha Garde. She does live shows with various different guests. One major feature is Derri from Derri's Read It Before. She is the Hob guru, and we also tend to have Peach from Pondering of Pete's and Evie from She Was Only Evie also joining in as well, and then a few other ones who come and go. But I really love the Discord chat for these. It's so much fun, so I'm very pleased to get this on there. And I have got this one of my magical readathon prompts for what I need to be reading, so yay, that works well. Okay, my trans books are here. Felix, it's the group read, but it would be a reread for me. So we'll see if I get to it. I will be prioritising the ones I haven't read. If I've got spare time, I will reread Felix because I do really love Felix and I do want to reread it. But, you know, books. I definitely will be reading Her Majesty's Royal Coven by Juno Dawson. This will come under genre fiction trans woman. It's a fantasy, urban fantasy. It sounds like it's going to be so much fun. Secret government witches. I can't wait. I've been wanting to read this for ages. And this will fit magical readathon prompt as well. I will be putting it as the E's. I need to read a book with more than one E in the cover, so I'm going to go for this one because I need to read that one. Another book that is on part of my magical TBR and the Trans Girl April is Iron Widow by Zoran J. Zhao. This would hit the it's a sci-fi and it would hit the non-binary genre fiction. And for the magical readathon, it is alchemy, a word with a metal in the title, so it's Iron Widow. Really looking forward to reading this one. Other books I want to read, one I don't have is Gender Euphoria. It is would be trans woman non-fiction. It's a collection of essays by Laura Kate Dale, and it sounds beautiful. It's all about trans joy, and I can't wait to read it. That will be coming in from the library, and I'm also hitting it with a magical readathon prompt. I can't remember the class, but it's where you match your clothes to the book cover. So there's that one. I'm also hoping to get to these two as well. We have Black on Both Sides, a racial history of trans identity by C. Riley Snorton. This is a trans man, and it would be in the non-fiction part. And within the non-fictions, I really wanted to have a memoir, a history, and sort of an essay collection. So that's really lovely. Also, one of the focus of the readathon is to make sure we don't just read white Eurocentric voices. So we have two global majority voices here with Iron Widow and with Black on Both Sides. So want to get ready. I do feel this is going to be the heaviest book though, but I'm really looking forward to reading it. If I can, I have a little journal here called Transmuted. It is issue 02 and it says transgender is immortal, and has this wonderful jellyfish in the blues and pinks and whites of the trans flag. This is a little magazine that's been published by trans people, for trans people, with lots of writings and things in it. So I do really want to read this as well, and it's just a nice little read, hoping to get that in. I have another buddy read that I haven't managed to get in, and this is Of Women and Salt by Gabriela Garcia. I'm reading this with Tiffany from Towering TBR, and she and I are both doing the magical readathon. She's managed to fit this into a prompt, I think. I have, but it's not one of the ones I need to be reading. So this was my flip a coin. I got fiction and I chose this as my fiction because I couldn't get it in anywhere else. So, but it's not one of the main ones. I now have two. It didn't help me choose. I've got two. One of the prompts I need is a book with clouds on the cover, and I've got Rainbow Grey, Battle for the Skies, All Good Night Mr. Tom by Michelle Magorian. This I just want to read because I love Rainbow Grey and I have this book and I really want to read it. Good Night Mr. Tom, I love it. It's a reread, and the FOMO book club are reading it and I haven't read it yet. So I'm not making a decision on that right now. Other books that I'm going to be looking at. Spice Road. This is this you may have seen before. This is Maya Ibrahim's YA fantasy book. It's the Fairy Loot edition, part of the reader buddy read that I'm doing with Vadania Silverscribe and Cloe from Phantom Pages. We pushed it back till April because Vadania is ridiculously busy doing all sorts of amazing astronomy stuff for her work and studying progression. So she had a load of stuff to hand in, so we pushed it back to April. So we're going to be reading this one. And I didn't get in with the prompts. It could be the map, but I've already got Jungle Drop on my TBR as the map. My Chatties Challenge, I kind of wanted to get around to reading this one. I don't feel it's going to happen this month, and I'm not going to put myself under pressure to do it. But I'm getting to the point where I'm like, just want to get it read. Just want to get it read for the Chatties Challenge. Still going to be a video coming at some point to explain what that is. And Mason and I are still planning to read The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne, the second book in the Bloodsworn saga. And I feel we're at that point of getting to that. But I think it's going to be something that we read slowly together. So it might trickle into, I'm quite happy for it to just plod along and trickle into other months. So we'll see how we get on with it. But I'm really looking forward to doing that. So here's a ridiculous pile of books. Da-da-da! I will not be reading all of these. We will find out which ones I do. Please, if you have enjoyed this, do a little like because that's always nice. Chat with me in the comments. You know I love a chat. Let me know what you're reading. Are you involved in any readathons? Have you signed up for too many? Have you got too many things on your TBR? Please let me know. You know I love a chat. Happy reading, everyone.